Mocis probiecea mas.
Alright, to just help you, Mike.
Avāt pie savu, passport.
I'm so happy, so happy.
It's great to see.
Good.
Maybe not kids are you.
Nācīgān კი არა, მარჯვიდან მეცი პროჟექტორო.
Band.
არა,
I'm 30, and we got it at 9. So I don't know.
History. This is a history. This is a history. Right, yeah, shall we go?
He doesn't really say anything to his mother.
Deda princip się przerówniło.
Set it by a while, mother. Means put it like
So I played the boat first, set it by why?
firewall. Set it by a while.
That's
We may need to have some water during this. Do you think maybe it'd be something that Gertrude could bring on to the inn?
Yes.
And then we've established a relation. I suppose coming here is like the continuing of an adventure that began in 1981 when I performed at Medechi one night, performance of Brothers Karamazov, and continued with working with Robert Sturua in London when he directed me in Hamlet. Ever since that first time I was here, I wanted to come back. There's some kind of magic about this city that has never left my mind, and I think it's because there have been so many changes in the country's history, and indeed, when I was rehearsing Hamlet, Robert and Gogi, the designer, were down the other end of the rehearsal room listening to the radio at what was happening in the streets of Tbilisi at the time. So in a way, it always felt like it was a debt that had to be repaid as some great generosity in 1981, and I wanted to revisit it, would have felt incomplete.
Dagoneba, Sahigoneba, Chwensi Mama says, Asa.
Ļaušu. Gocha uguda dela seipano alano sesuki. Parto alaze.
Be or not to be, that is the question.
Yes.
Nabız.
Dizi yapla in to sapa da.
Well, I've certainly never seen a Hamlet burn the to be or not to be speech and not deliver it, but I suppose in many ways it comes as no surprise, since when I did it with Robert, two of the things that most annoyed him were the idea of having to watch Hamlet and Laertes have a sword fight, And the sight of Hamlet having to pick up the skull and talk about alas poor Yorick, that depressed him no end. Any of these images which are like theatrical cliches, he wants to throw away. And I completely understand. It's what makes him a great and innovative director. It's why, of course, this production of Hamlet was nothing like the production I did with him, because his mind is constantly turning. And we know that the plays are universal anyway. That's why they've lasted for 400 years. But in the hands of a great director, he keeps them universal, but also makes them current. And he tests the audience's responses to the ideas in the play. So I sat there in a state of complete fascination, in a way, watching a new play.
Me or not to be, that is the question. Yes. Whether 'tis Merbled and blind, to suck the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing enemy. That to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache, the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to the consummation, and to devoutly to bewitched, to die, to sleep. Sleep, a chance to dream, aye. There's the rub from that sleep of death. What ease may come when you have shuffled off this mortal coil lest give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the wits and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of disguised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spur that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would these baubles bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of there's something after death? The undiscovered country from whose bold no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all. Thus the next due of resolution is sickly all with a pale cast of thought, and enterprise of great pith and remembrance with this regard, their currents turn awry,
And Nambaloots, the man of action. Am I emotionally loaded? I hope so. I hope that. I think that when you make the decision to become an actor and then develop that, or director, develop that through most of your life, then you realize that on some level, I am a piece of equipment. But I'm not like a violinist. You know, I can't take that piece of equipment and put it in a box and put it away till I need it next time. So this piece of equipment has to also get on aeroplanes and be jet lagged, or eat food that upsets its stomach, and in other words, lead a normal life. But of course, my emotional and hopefully intellectual responses to things are all at the service of my work. I'm only as strong as my responses to a piece of writing. So I'm absolutely the servant of the writing. Nothing, but absolutely nothing happens until I read great writing. And with The Winter Guest, it's very much Sharman Macdonald's gifts that enable me, hopefully, to make those feelings deep in the movie. Also, as well as it having a huge depth of feeling, I think it also has great lightness. It's almost like a dream for all of those characters. So it's a difficult balancing act, but it's a balance which exists in Sharman's writing, and so my job is to honor that. Yes, Emma is a remarkable human being. She has that balance worked out extraordinarily. She's very much a citizen of the planet. She's not just an actress and a writer. She's very committed to humanitarian causes, and she travels in support of those things. She's also fiercely private. Her private life and her family life are very important to her, and her daughter, and her husband, and maybe especially her mother. And so if there was any problem at all, it was the fact that I was having to direct Emma with her real mother in a screenplay which is about a mother and a daughter. And the relationship that they have in real life is completely different to the one that they have in the film. In the film, the mother is maybe the dominating force. In real life, I think it would be true to say that Emma is very much the dominating force. Phillida is like a 17-year-old child. Her mother is like a teenager. Maybe that's why Emma's so strong. But at times, that was the thing where, you know, you had to pull the reins in different ways.
What does Alex say?
He likes it.
He'd say that. He'd say that to keep you happy. You've taught that lad well. Wear some earrings, for God's sake. Let folk know you're a woman. Are you going to Australia? Is that why you cut it?
And I think sometimes actors' focus on their own careers becomes a slightly fixed thing, and you don't get disturbed too much. You know, your audience is something you can predict, and you know how you appeal to them, and you know what decisions to take in order to maybe shift that opinion or that image that people have of you. When you become involved in something like Harry Potter, which is a complete phenomenon. I mean, until Lord of the Rings, there hadn't really been anything like it. And to tell a story that has such an immediate appeal to young children who know nothing about computer graphics or 3D effects or modern filmmaking techniques. All they know at the age of 7 or 8 is the magical words, "Once upon a time." And how many people have seen all the movies? And so it's a very healthy reminder that I'm just part of a a constant process of storytelling, and that's my duty, and that's my responsibility, is to honor that idea. So I and all of the actors in it are very proud to be involved in something which is really not about us as individuals. I don't think that when children crowd around me or anybody else involved in it, it's not me as an individual or any of the other actors as individuals. It's people who represent something that lives inside their imaginations. That's an important and a powerful thing, because those people are going, hopefully, they're going to run the Rustaveli Theatre. They're going to be sitting here making interviews with other actors sitting here in 15 or 20 years' time. So I'm just aware that I'm part of a process that mustn't be stopped and has to be supported in whatever way that government or individuals or big business. The thing is that to an audience, a film is 2 hours, maybe, watching a story. To the actor involved, any film is maybe 6 weeks or 10 weeks or 2 months or 3 months. Maybe, as in my case, somewhere like St. Petersburg and Budapest shooting Rasputin, or the Australian outback shooting Quigley Down Under, or back in London with Juliet Stevenson shooting Truly Madly Deeply, and she's an actress that I have played opposite in the theatre on many occasions, and it was Anthony Minghella's first film before he then went on to have such huge success. And so that experience was like, and because he insisted on rehearsal, which many film directors don't understand the use of. So that was a very special experience, because it was like a family making a film with him for the first time, his first film. Being in the Australian outback is an extraordinary experience, climbing on top of the hill with other actors late at night after having filmed, and looking down over the expanse of the outback and seeing only 4 streets by 5 that have any lights in Alice Springs, or playing a person who really lived in Russian history and shooting it in St. Petersburg, being in the very room in which Rasputin ate the cakes. I don't know how you say which one of these is more important, because it's all part of my life. It's not just the film. So even the bad films have huge memories, and I made great friends. Maybe that sort of answers the next question. What is more and more important to me as an actor now, and has always been, is not to have labels put on me. People very much like to tie you down and to put a stamp on your forehead and say, we know who you are. This is what you do. You will not escape from this label. Finally, I'm going to sing my way out of stereotyping.
All worlds are saved, and all men and women merely players. There are exits like these. And one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being serving. As in kneeling, and that's it out. And the whining sword with his satchel, the shining morning face creeping like a snail on gleaming soup. And the love
sang like that the awful ballad to his mistress, I will. A soldier, full trained nose and bearded like the power, jealous in heart, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking novel reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the dusk. The fair round belly with capered line, with eyes sear and beard of formal colour, full of white souls and modern instances. So, he plays his part. Sea stage, Tbilisi, slippered, panted, except was on legs and couch inside his youthful errors, well saved toward too wide for his shrug. His big manly horse turning in toward childish treadwell heights, and his soul's in the saddle. Last syllable ends a strange eventful history. His sudden childishness and mere hobby. Snisti, Sinat, Sinster. Sounds it. I'm sitting in a spotlight on the Rooster Valley stage in Tbilisi, in Georgia. It seems a little unreal to me. The only reason that I'm sitting here is because of the huge respect that I have for Robert Sturur, and it's more than respect, it's a huge affection. Respect is something that you have for a great director, obviously. Affection is because he's a great human being. It's a unique combination. There's no wonder that this building and this company and this city owes him such loyalty, and it's a privilege for me to be here now. Bye.